Okay. Grab yourself a hand-sized rock. Well, a size of rock that fits nicely in the hand. Okay. This tree has seen lots of dents over the years. Okay, so we'll just stand forward for now and lift your arm up high so that your elbow is like, above, this angle's down. And just, have this like right here by your hand with a kink in the elbow. And then from way up here, then just send your elbow first. Yeah. Okay, and then also have your elbow back, because so that it has lots of space in front of it too. Okay. All right, do it without the rock. Okay, watch. So this is forward, but then I'm gonna just basically just trade places. I'm gonna send my elbow forward first, and then as a result, this gets taken back and then just turns into this wet noodle that then gets flung forward. And then you feel that, when this straightens, you feel yourself getting tugged forward because all that mass is going that way and it's attached to you, so you go that way. Ooh, look.
Well, it's a bird or a snake.
Who knows? Might even be an alligator. Okay. Just do that. Just throw it your own hand. Yeah, okay. Do it again. Okay, move no other part of your body for now. Just be totally frame forward, shoulders in the same spot. But then, and then just do the arm. Yeah. Now come further back. Now do it. Okay, start higher. Start higher and then just, put your elbows like way up. Why does that look so weird? I totally take this for granted.
I kind of hunch sometimes.
No, I mean, that's why we're starting with like a neutral stance to just isolate. Oh, that's a good thought.
Feels like I'm working this more though. When I push it more back, that feels more right.
Okay, you see how that went a little fast? Had some velocity there. Yeah. I know. Either reach down every single time, or have a handful, or fill up your pockets like bullets in a magazine.
Don't throw my keys.
No. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now turn and then add the twist to it, but have there be no difference in what you just did with the arm. Yeah. There's significant velocity on that. Okay, I even heard it. You know, listen to my hand. Wham! It's pushing air, which is what sound is. Pushed air. Yeah. Okay, pick that up. Let's go back to the house. We'll go play catch on the grass, because now I want to see what that looks like consistently. All right. What the hell? What sort of pagan? No. I was making sure I wasn't putting my foot in things like that. And this backyard is already immaculate, but it also has running water for 4 months of the year. Forget about it. And Atascadero is sitting on top of a massive watershed. Atascadero translates to what in Spanish? Basically just means mud hole. Means like a mire. So the land up here is very saturated because there's a huge ocean of water underneath us, which is one of the perks of being here. Here, I'll go grab the mitts and balls. Yep. Oh, good catch. Stand in that shade there. We're gonna do some shading. Okay, and if I go stand right, all right, that's your spot next to that dirt mound. Okay, keep that elbow up, toss that over here. Oh my God, that's, you just did it. Am I in frame? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It feels like way less of like a hollow kind of popping as well.
Okay.
Like usually like I'm actually engaging kind of the back rather than just my shoulders. That feels a lot better.
Yeah, well, it looks a lot better too. We have it on film. Okay, now go back to the way you threw it before. Have your elbow like way down. Right? That looked horrific. Like deliberately take your elbow like way down. Just as if it's like pinned to your body. Yeah, that. Whatever the opposite of that is, do that. Oh. Oh, yes. Oh. Yes. Okay. Now you have a fighting chance at being a good drummer. Athleticism. I was just talking to my girl last night about what I'm doing with my students, and how I was talking to Daryl the other day about athleticism. Okay, what's your history of sports?
Jumped around a lot as a kid.
Yeah, yeah, big surprise.
Started doing theater.
Oh, so you're a thespian, huh?
Been less into it recent years. Been more into this.
I acted professionally in a play once.
Really?
Yeah,
Professionally?
we got paid. We had like 123 shows or something ridiculous.
123.
120 something.
What play was it?
It was the Fantastics, which is it's a musical. It holds the record for like the longest running show on Broadway. It was like on Broadway for like 50 years or something. Yeah, it's a super popular. Follow. Da 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 da. And grain was yellow. Follow. Yeah, and it was a cast of 6, and I was the mute, which means I didn't say a word, but I acted. You know, I basically was just a mime. I was the silent narrator, and so I acted with my facial expressions and gestures, and you know, I was like reacting for the audience, just like a film score does. You know, it sets the tone. It basically tells you what you're supposed to feel, or what the intention is. All right. Now fully face that way and start that way. Take a step. Elbow way up. Okay. Now, elbow up, but keep the fingers curled a little bit longer. Send it up here and then down. Yeah. Okay. Now, really get some spin into it so that your body momentum really like takes this back instead of you actively holding it back. When I'm throwing a ball, I'm not like activating this muscle, you know, at least intentionally or knowingly or with effort, because my spin, my pre-turn this way to the turn is what's carrying, you know, the weight of my whole limb plus the weight of this heavy ball back. Yes. Ah, that's so satisfying. Here it comes. Oh, that looks so much better. Now that I'm in the habit of uploading every week instead of letting it backlog, you get to watch this video tomorrow. Don't be afraid of it. No blinking. Oh, yes. Okay, now like lift your knee and get even more momentum forward at me. Here it comes. That looked a little goofy. Arm way up. Just think exaggeratingly way up. All right, step it back from the lifted leg. Just take a simple step. Arm way up. Yes. And the reason why this matters, if it's not abundantly clear to you, because absent-minded professor is a term for a reason. The professor knows why it's important, what he's saying. The professor, of course, knows, but the students don't know. And I think every class, every secondary class, junior high through college, that the first class, maybe the second class, should just be spent on the professor telling the students why they should bother to listen for the rest of the 17 weeks. But they don't, because they're absent-minded professors and are their mind is absent of the notion that the people they're talking to don't already come to the table knowing what they know. And more crucially to that term, absent-minded professor, and its negative connotation, like everything I'm saying to you, I know what the reason is. And there's a damn good reason for everything I say. But if you don't know that reason, then nothing's happening. Because the only way someone learns something is if they see the intrinsic value of bothering to figure it out, to know it, to utilize it, to apply it. Yeah, way over intellectual, way too cerebral, which is an adjective for absent-minded professors. Just, cerebral, just a head with legs. Legs are just a transport to, an absent-minded professor's legs are just a means to get the brain to the meeting, Yeah. Okay, now incrementally, without giving you too much, now upon the release point, both shoulders square with me. Boom. Both shoulders. Yes. Excellent. Good. Just like why everyone on the YouTube says, like and subscribe. Because they know, and now people nowadays are YouTubers are saying, like, if you like this content and want it to continue, if you want this to happen, vote for me with your money. Vote for me with your views, with your time. Time is the ultimate commodity, not money. Because time equals money. So time is it's the top of the totem. Top of the totem pole. Good. Yeah, just get the whole army out here. Let's get San Luis Obispo County. Let's make it a breeding ground. Let's make it a mecca. Let's make it a place where drummers do a pilgrimage to come Say again? Drummer Hollywood. Yeah. I mean, San Luis is already known via Cuesta as being a major music hub, because all the LA cats from the recording studios and all that stuff, they all come retire here because it's still close enough to LA to like just be there at the end of the day through a 5-hour drive, but far enough away where they're not sitting in traffic. and out of the rat race and out of the pollution. So this, and look at this place, it's gorgeous. And so when, after a successful career and after a successful, gathering of funds to live here, then they come here. And so there's just an obscene amount of talent in the proximity of LA, but not LA. Mostly a bunch of older folks who are, done putting in an effort. Okay, from there, put yourself in the camera frame at the very least, and then back away from it just to get your full body in there, and then I'll stand back further. Okay, from there, because I noticed when you threw it from back there, you went right back to old habits. Up here, fling it. This is a little heavier, and my injured shoulder, my tweaked shoulder, can feel that tweak, and so I'm being careful about it, but still, I can get it there just fine without re-injuring myself. Elbow up. Yes. Yeah. And that got to me just fine. Center mass. Yeah, really make sure that this twisting and torquing is created by the twist of the hips. Yeah, this looks so much better. My goodness. I take it I'm in frame, standing right here. Bam. Yeah, don't be afraid of it. In fact, okay, I'll do a little lob so there's less velocity. Just let it hit you in the, let it hit you somewhere. Now, that may have been slightly uncomfortable, but are you dead? No. If that thing smashed you in the face at full velocity, yeah, it's gonna be a little uncomfortable. Yeah, you might get a black eye, but you're not gonna die. So, don't blink. Yeah, duh. Although you are more likely to prevent a fly from flying into your eye at that moment, which isn't going to happen. Yeah. Steadfast. Now, that was a damn good throw, and it happened here, because okay, I'll try to get it at your face, no blinking. Elbow up higher. Ooh, good save from the camera, getting obliterated. No leaning. Straightforward. All of this is, when I put my foot down, I'm putting it down that way. So my momentum is going that way. But if I lean, now I'm going that way. Elbow up. Straight towards me. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Now I'll come a little closer so there's less like tweaky potentials. Because if I'm standing way far away, then you're naturally gonna try to do whatever you think you can to get it there, which might be an obliteration of technique. I mean, you can see it in little kids, like, hey kid, you know, when you try to watch a little leaguer throw from outfield to home plate, they just try to, like, they're just desperate to get it there, and they abandon all technique, especially in the moment when the adrenaline is pumping. Gameplay is way different than casual exertions. Like shooting a free throw in the NBA when your heart is just racing out of your cavity, and you know, million thousand people watching you live and on, you know, there and on TV. That's what makes the free throw difficult, is the pressure and just like this isolated, you know. That's why when I do free throws, I do a little like back and forth to simulate as if I'm in motion, like truly in a game and doing offhanded stuff. Because then there's a flow happening, there's a flow state happening. Kobe Bryant, you know, watch footage of that guy, just flow state. Michael Jordan, flow state. All right, now think about buckling the seatbelt. Except, although you have to imagine yourself in like England, sitting on this side. So follow through. It's good, making adjustments. Different things are happening, that means progress. No blinking. Now really over the top, like chop down with it. Throw your hand like careening towards the ground, but the object gets released sooner than that. Down. Yeah, that. And I'm putting no more effort into that. I'm just putting more technique into it. I'm not putting more oomph or more muscle. I'm just allowing my Gumby whip to catapult, to sling. Yes. Yeah, good. He didn't blink though. Okay, when that foot touches down, your arm should be like straight up, you know, from here. But right now, the timing of that, the sinking of the foot to where the hand is, it's right about straight up at this point. So slow that down. Pre-visualize it first. Don't throw it, just. Okay, and where that is, it's about, you know, it's gone about halfway. If we think this is right next to me, that's about halfway. Here is the starting, halfway, end of it. So right about here is when that foot goes down, then that syncs with the halfway point of the arm. Oh, wow, that looks okay. Yes, I like better. Yes, okay. And I saw your chest open up there, which let me know that there's like a natural stretch that's happening because of this coming this way and this being held back that way. Ugh. Chest out. Excellent. Grab that camera. Let's do some drumming. Oh, elbow up. What time do you have a set time that you need to bail?
Yeah, like 5:30 would be good again.
Okay.
Might do. I'm just trying to look for times I can practice more and cut down on things. And I might start doing hour lessons for a little while. If that's all right.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. So a little bit of this, and then I'm gonna show you what I want you to do for our gig. No hairspray today. Okay. Grab the, yeah, comfortable. Oh, and grab that bucket before you get settled. All right, double stroke, do double stroke roll. Let me see it. Beep, beep, pop, pop, beep, beep, pop, pop. Yeah, that looks. You're doing it. Barely. But you are doing it. Okay, now do that. Now do that in double stops in gallop form. And check for symmetry. Okay, tell me the difference. Use language to say what the difference is between the left and the right. What's happening what is the right hand doing that the left hand isn't? And vice versa.
It's letting it open it more.
Exactly. Yeah, you're using more fingers in the right and more wrists in the left.
So there's more strain here and more tension.
Not necessarily. It's just a different mechanic. Okay. Go to just wrists in both hands, no fingers at all. Elbows out. Don't let me crowd you. All right. Do just fingers. Like a lot of fingers. The wrist is going to move naturally, but you gotta do more force. Start higher. Do just the left hand. Faster down. Okay, now tighten that up. Now make it shorter and quicker. Choke back. Yeah, you're still opening your hand prematurely. The back of the stick is not opening your hand for you, which isn't entirely true. That the back of the stick opens your hand for you, as if your hand is just totally submissive to the stick. No, it's the stick, the hand, the fingers go. It's a split. The fingers open the stick, but the stick opens the fingers, but the fingers allow themselves to be opened. We can even do it. You can do it small. I'm still starting. I'm doing it slow and gentle, but I still have enough speed here for that thing to at least go up to 12 o'clock. Right hand. Left hand. Teach your right hand what to teach the left hand. Have the right hand teach the left. There we go. Yes. Okay, now with the right hand. Tighter double. That was a good one. All right. Have your right hand teach your left hand what to do. Kick your left elbow out a little more. Be symmetrical. Look at yourself. You see yourself fully?
Not fully, no.
Be symmetrical. Do that in double stops. Take a deep breath. Look at your heights in the mirror. Try to be as symmetrical, look symmetrical as possible. So, look a little choked up to me. Yeah. And once you start getting the hang of this more and more, you choking up or choking back is not, that'll just go away, because then once you are playing high, fast, and loud with perfect technique, then you demand, you'll just know. You'll feel like you're at a disadvantage if you're choked back or choked up, because the stick isn't working for you. So the more you do this and the heavier you do this, and the more violently you do this, the more the position of where you're holding it becomes blatantly obvious. And then it just becomes second nature. And as soon as you start choking up a little bit, you'll feel it, because then that stick isn't responding the way you want it to, the way you need it to, if you're going to sustain doing high, fast, and loud. Choking back. It just feels so, it just feels like a crime against humanity. It's just, no. Conversely, choked up. Yeah, that's just terrible. Okay, this is really terrible. Because there's no, I'm doing everything. The stick isn't doing any of the work, because I'm not allowing it to do any of the work, because I'm not holding it at the right spot for it to be able to do its thing. Look under there. Okay, from the side, you'll be able to see it better. Do it with this one so we could put the Velcro. Oh, this one has Velcro too. And then just stare at your fingers. More velocity, stare at your fingers. Stare at this point right here where it connects. Yeah, so you're opening your hand prematurely. So hit that thing with some force, and then it becomes blatantly obvious. Also, I have to pinch really hard here if I'm going to get things like that out of it. But I'm not pinching very hard at all when I'm just doing this. So I'm allowing this to pivot. There's a very pure pivot point right there. Get your thumb on the stick. Yeah, up on the stick, but not necessarily crushing down. Not bigger. Yeah, the stick is with the stick is with the fingers. Now translate that into, yes. And you hear that quality of sound. I'm hearing a different part of that metal now. Ah, that was a good one. Yeah, okay, do that against this. Where's my notes gone? There it is. Yeah, now we have 3 vectors, down, fully to the side, and then in between by getting to hit this thing. That was a good one. More force. Yes. And do you hear how both of those hits are of equal tone quality?
Yeah.
If this was an instrument, you're getting a good sound out of the instrument. There's no double taps. There's none of that, which is what beginners do, which we haven't done for a long time, but okay, now double stroke roll. Okay, back to double stops and do the gallop, but then speed it up. Because then that'll turn into. Yes. Yeah, this isn't pivoting very much. Sometimes your finger gets ahead of it. Man, I really take this stuff for granted. Absent-minded professor. Now do that smaller. Still constant contact. Pinch a little bit harder at the fulcrum. You know the 1-inch punches? Yeah, 1-inch punch that. So you don't have to be very high, but you can still put a lot of force down. Now come back to bigger. Okay, now start that left hand lead. Think about it as I can see it. I can see that the stick isn't bouncing as much as it wants to because you're a little bit choked up. I can see it, I can hear it. I can see you struggling to try to get the stick to do something without its help. Okay, here's the thing to work on, and it is the thing to work on. It's the ultimate test of mastery, is going from slow to fast. So, and there at the end, I transitioned from strokes to bounces, which is later. But for now, just to be able to fluctuate between speeds and be able to get that to a higher gear, but to have it always be sounding good, regardless of the speed. If you guys, even if you got up to that fast, which is the middle gear, then there's clear progress. Get off of this. Yeah, now the stick is away from the fingers. Okay, try choking back a little bit, just a little bit, which then is going to, you're still maintaining some bounce, a natural bounce of the stick, but now by choking back and taking away some of the natural bounce of the stick, now you have to put more force into it. I can still do it, choke back here. But I have to now put a little bit more oomph into it. I have to hit it harder. Start here. Start back. Start with your hand. Well, start with an open hand. You're right-handed something. Look at your left fingers when you're doing that. Like, look in there. Okay. Hit on either side of this. Left hand, right hand. And then change levels. Come up here and then down with that so your hands don't collide. Yeah. Now you can clearly see what the heck your fingers are doing. Yeah, more momentum. Get into it more. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bigger. That. Keep doing that. A little bit of arm into it. Compounding the kinetic linking. Yeah. That looks smooth. Now, take that same feeling and just go down with it now. Yeah, you look symmetrical in the mirror. Yeah, deep breath. Yes. Yeah, now your hands are starting. Right at that gear, right about the speed is when your left hand, the fingers start to. Yeah, see where you are? Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much right on it. Just be slightly back for now. Yeah, I think the drummer's baseball has paid off. You are throwing this stick without letting go. I can throw a baseball without letting go of it. I can throw my own hand. Ooh, yes. Choke back. Yeah, you got choked up there. And when you start to choke up like that, That means you're not pinching hard enough, so you're letting it slide. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. But you know what? It works. I gotta put a tighter rubber band around it, but exactly. All right, that's silly. That's a gag until I make them better, but do use those. Thumbs in the thumb spots. Thumbs in the thumb spots. Oh, and switch sticks. Switch sides. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, let me get lower your. This is not in the way. So what's up with those sticks? Why are they designed that way?
They're designed to keep your thumb here and to keep you in the German position.
Yeah, so you got a thumb spot, so you can't be twisting or choking up or choking back. But then, yeah. And so why did I make why did I make the bead here and not at the end?
Hitting the shoulder?
Not necessarily, because this now, when you start to elevate, now you're hitting that instead of the rubber. So now you're forced to play flat, which is the ultimate leverage, which is the ultimate quality of sound. So elevate this slightly. Elbow out. Get that thing as flat as possible. And they're really heavy. Just like the weighted baseball is a good thing to have. Bigger stroke. Start higher. Now I hit the wood and throw that down fast enough, just like right here, just off that Velcro. do just the right hand. And do a push pull with big fingers. You know, the tolerance here is very unforgiving by design. I should put gunpowder on the tip and like put like fire there, or like charcoal, lit charcoal, so you get the ultimate punishment. Because right now the punishment is a destroyed technique, but then also an obnoxious sound, which is, you know, not as threatening as explosions. All right. A little bit more. Oh, I know. We'll just do this. Right. Ooh, perfect angle right there. And the higher I put this, the more your elbows have to kick out. Now back to these. See what happens. Why start with the left hand? Why start with the weaker hand?
Put it in a position where it needs to lead.
Bingo! Those are the precise words I was going to say. Yes. Which then does what?
Makes it lead.
Which forces it to
Play stronger.
Yeah, more confidently. If it's leading the charge, it's got to take on the qualities of a leader.
It's got to have
Yeah.
accent.
Yes, the right hand teaches, the dominant hand teaches the follower, the leader hand teaches the follower hand what to do. And in the pursuit of the leader hand getting the follower hand up to speed, then the leader hand says to the follower hand, okay, now you lead for a bit and add that tribal pressure. It's getting there. Elbow up. Because right here, right when you hit, you want this whole thing to be straight. If you're down here, and if you don't want to hit that edge, right? If you're hitting something up here, then that's a different story. But you're hitting something here. So at the contact point, this whole apparatus is one straight column. So the higher you put your thing, the more you kick out your elbows, which is intentional. Now pinch it a little bit. I did say to loosen up a little bit so you can allow this to pivot, but now like create a middle ground where you're still hanging on to it firmly enough to where you know you've got a handle on that. And so there, because the stronger this is, the more this has a chance to experiment and be free and be bold. So amongst the hand, this is the leader, this is the follower. So the stronger the leader is, the better it is for everybody. Just do a few strokes on the left. Ooh, I heard something there. Yeah, now you're getting into the territory of bouncing. Yeah. It's happening. Get rid of that. Okay. On whatever day it's happening, Thursday. Next Thursday. I'm going to have you play one thing at a time. And yeah. You know what a surdo is?
Surdo?
Yeah.
No.
It's just a big old drum.
Okay.
It's like a low tom. Except a surdo is like really big. And it's worn. It's like, it's like a worn like you wear a bass drum. Although not in the same orientation. Okay, so you're playing one object, but you're going to get two sounds out of it. And which therefore you can provide to the ensemble a backbeat feel. By merely muting it. And this is, surdo 101. I get 10,000 people dancing to that. One drum, off, on. So just do this for now. So right, left, right, right, left, right. Get kind of, yep, make that comfortable. Now make this a silent. You could make this a sound, but for now, make it silent. Hit that thing right in the center. Get your thumb out of the way. All right. Slow down. Think about it. So you're still gonna get that dig-a-dot, but now it's just at it's a double the speed. Boom, right, left, right. Yep. Okay. Now get two very distinct sounds. Like really push on this, because the more we push on it, the higher it goes. Deep breath, slow it down. Yeah. All right. Now, okay, we'll stick to truly backbeat stuff. You know, boom, bop, boom, bop. Yeah. Just do the rhythm, huh? Don't, da. Just do that. A little bit slower. Yeah. Okay, so this, when we're hitting a super fluffy, no bounce at all, just, you know, it's just dead. Even the carpet's more bouncy than that. No fingers. There's no push pull on a low tom. A I'll play it the way you're playing it. Here's the way you're playing it. Forget with the other hand. Okay. Now just have those upbeats be. Yeah. So there's only two. Loose. Yeah. Okay, do this in the air, and no open fingers, just totally, and see how. All right, do it in front of you. Do it like this so that you can like see. Jiggle it like that with a closed hand. Yeah. Now do that with an open finger and see like how that changes. Like as soon as I start to, when I grab onto this, now the weight of this going up, there's a contrary motion thing that's happening now. And so the back of my hand is what's crucial here, because if I try to do that, then, it's not gonna. I'm not gonna have control over that stick. So I have it here and here. I basically have this whole length, this whole 4 inches, 5 inches by the time it like hits the back of my hand. See that jiggle? And you're just initiating at the wrist. There's no up and down at all. Just, all right, try to get your own voice to shake just by wrist alone. Okay. That right there. When you're hitting this thing, no fingers at all, because it's not giving you anything back. So you have to do it. So don't open your hand. Don't open your fingers at all. My hand is opening up a little bit, but only because I have the technique to get away with it. Yeah, duh, duh, duh. It's a wrist thing. No arm in this at all. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then turn it so you can hear the drum. Yeah. Okay. Here's how it goes, and then I'll play what you're doing. And now this is what you're doing. You're basically just tripletizing it. You're rounding it off so much. You're not giving that space. You're not giving that. And so, okay. All right. Let's just get rid of that. Just hit the carpet. Okay. Do that rhythm. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 with the right hand, but then fill in the other side with the left hand. Dun, No arms, wrist. Okay, now slow that down. Dun, Okay, do all accents. Dun, 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 dun. Ba 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 ba. Okay, but to make that strictly, to be strict about this exercise, then before 4 E and . Okay, don't have your head move at all. Deep breath. Ba, ba, ba. And then vocalize it too. Ba, 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 ba. Dun, dun. All right. I'll write it down. Gap click. Now, find that tempo. Use the tap feature. Yeah, this doesn't have to be on. You just tap it. Okay, give it the give it the tempo that you're gonna do it at. Yeah, find it. And then once you start to see that number like average out, like you can see an average, then you just stop wherever, and then you've got your average. Okay, so you're about at 120. Oh, this. Okay, sure, we'll just leave it there for now. We'll give ourselves 8 notes. I'll write it in 16ths. Okay, the way I've written it here is the explanatory way of writing it. Okay, read that. Pretend you have never, that you haven't been playing what you've been playing. Read that.
1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1, yeah. 1 and 2 and E. 1 and 2 and E and
Yeah,
4.
yeah, there it is.
1 and 2. Ba 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 ba.
Yeah. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and 3 E and 3 E and 3 E and 3 E and
E and 4.
And notice the way I'm saying that. I'm counting out all the beats, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E, but I'm using volume to emphasize what's actually there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2. Or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 E. 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, 1 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. So
1 E and 2 E and 3 E
Okay, do that. Slow and excruciating, embarrassing for the whole audience.
1E, 1, 1E, and 2E, and 3, 3, E, and 4E, and
Yeah,
1E, and 2E, and 3E, and 4E.
yeah. Now play it. Without the met for now. Learn something first without the met, then once you got it, then add the met. Or you could learn it with a met but at a slower tempo. But then you don't want to be following the met and allow yourself to make mistakes because you felt pressured to keep it going. No arm, no, none of this. Okay, do that. Like stiff elbow. Yeah, never do that. Whatever the opposite of that is, do that instead. Read it, bit it, no mistakes. Get it right the first time. But you get to do what?
Go with slow.
Yeah, go super slow.
Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba.
And now, in the context of doing some surdo stuff, then we'll just, what should our symbol be for mute? Whatever, just make it an X. Even though the X is usually reserved for a rim shot or rim or symbol. Doom, oh. Doom, doom, yeah. Okay, now in simple form with just your right hand, play these regular note heads on this side of the stick and then play the X's over there to simulate the mute. Slow it down. No mistakes. If you got to get it right the first time, right now in front of the king, there's a guillotine right behind you. You get this wrong once, one little flub, then you get your head lopped off. But the king is gonna say, "Okay, but you can take as slow as you need to." What are you gonna do in that moment?
Go with slow.
Yeah, show me what you would do. chop, guillotine. And the king says, it doesn't even have to be in time, but just the performance of the operation.
Okay.
Like reading out loud. And then the cat ate the food. Okay, I got all the words right, so my life is spared. Doesn't matter the tempo, doesn't matter the timing. Just read the information. Dead. Read it. Okay. Read it as slowly as you need to. Maybe I should bring in a guillotine.
Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah, there it was. Even if it's that excruciatingly slow, it doesn't fucking matter. Because you're just the dude alone in the practice room. There's no performance. There's no tribunal.
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's no, it's just you and yourself. You get to do anything you want. You can go to the practice room and just stare at the wall for 5 hours. You can go to the practice room with no sticks. You can do anything you want, including taking things like painfully slow. But it's not painful because really when we think about pain and we're like inflicting pain onto others, no one's watching you, no one's observing you, no one's expecting anything from you, no one's trying to dance from what you're doing when you're into the practice rooms. It may be painful, quote unquote, to you because, you know, you're one of those punks that's just been playing video games his whole life and has no virtue of patience whatsoever. Instant gratification now. I'm sure you know people like that, right? Uh-huh. What's his name? What's your friend's name who's like the poster child of instant gratification now, no patience, I want it now. Even if I just bulldoze my life bulldoze my way through life and just bull in a china shop, just crushing everything with no technique, no finesse, no grace, no wife.
I have to think of a friend like that?
Yeah, what's his name? It's okay, he's never going to see this.
I don't know if I could. Well, let's see. Like, it's like. Wait, describe it a little bit more.
Who's the friend who's just like the quintessential, I gotta have it now, I've been playing too many video games, or okay, the Milburn experiment was, which I just call it the marshmallow experiment. Okay. So some old dead guy named Milburn did an experiment. He did a psychological, sociological test that basically, with almost 100% accuracy, someone's likelihood of ending up in jail or being a CEO, based on a behavior that they do as a child. So, how many one marshmallow people do you know? Okay, what does that mean? So the experiment was put a kid in a room, totally, blank, science neutral space, table, chair, little paper plate, marshmallow. Put the kid in front of that marshmallow. The kid just wants to do this because, what kid doesn't love marshmallows? What kid doesn't love sugar? Delayed gratification was the thing that they're testing for. And the ability for someone to delay their own gratification is a predictor of their, you know, success, their autonomy, therefore their success in life. Their ability to regulate their own emotions, to regulate their own actions, to self-control, to be self-aware, to self-regulate, to act or not act intentionally, as opposed to just just like animals. You have to train your dog not to just stuff, his face in the food. So the experiment was, okay, little Tommy, now I'm going to leave you and your marshmallow alone. And when I come back, if that marshmallow is still there, then I'm going to give you 2 marshmallows. And you get a second marshmallow. Ooh. Such a reward.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal to a little kid. All right. Well, and then they got back to the kids later in life to see where they were, and there's just an obvious correlation. All the kids who just stuffed the marshmallow in their mouth immediately as the adult closed the door. Those adults, those kids ended up being adults who were in jail or broke or unhappy. In general, the kids who just, all right, I'm gonna get 2 marshmallows, but I just have to sit here excruciatingly with temptation just gnawing at me, like, ah! And there were kids who were taking their plate and they're like, and they pick it up and they were just so dying to just shove it in their mouth, but they were showing control in that moment. Just licking it, that's not cheating. Well, I guess it might be kind of cheating if there's a sensation of sugar that's experienced, but
So the marshmallow's still there.
it's still there. So technically speaking, yeah, and the gratification of stuffing the whole thing into your mouth is just way overshadows just touching your lips, your tongue to it. So, and then the kids who turned into adults, who were those kids who waited and got a second marshmallow? CEOs, presidents. I don't think they ever, had a kid sit down in their chair who ended up being a president, but happy people. Happy. Unhappy, happy. Because the predictor of your good or bad emotional state in life is how much you're in control of your own damn self. So that's the Milburn experiment, also known as just the marshmallow experiment that I call it. So to be able to wait, to be gratifying. So which friend of yours is most likely going to be that kid who would have just shoved the marshmallow right in their face?
Most likely. None of them. They're all they all show patience.
And big surprise because you're friends with them.
Yeah.
And you're a pretty even-keeled dude.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah.
Yeah. So the likelihood of you having a just no impulse control friend is less likely. They're all over the campus, all over the Cuesta campus.
Yeah.
The ones dressed badly.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't. I mean, my friend Liam does a lot of bits though, and
He does a lot of bits.
like bits, like a bit. He's doing a bit, like it's a joke.
Oh, I mean, he's just Mr. Jokey Pants.
Yeah, like he's dramatic, so like he complains about things a lot.
Oh, so he's an Epicurean instead of a Stoic. Got it.
Yeah.
Back in ancient times, the Epicureans were the modern-day hippies, the modern-day left, and the Stoics were the modern-day conservatives. The kid who gets the 2 marshmallows. The Epicureans, universal income for everybody. Let's just all run around and smoke pot in our tie dye and just not contribute to society at all and just be a scourge onto the planet and pay me because I exist. Subsidize my life through government taxes, through your money, just so I can just jerk around. The Epicureans, the ones who love food, who live to eat, supposed to eat to live. The Stoics were the Aristotles who sat around and thought about things and would, be the two marshmallow people.
I wouldn't describe Liam as that. The Epicurean?
Epicureans and Stoics, and I would bet that the majority of your friend pool are future Stoics or future genuine Stoics, because you guys are all just all over the place right now just because of age.
Yeah, I'd say I'm as much of an Epicurean as any of them.
Yeah, but babies are just inherently Epicureans.
Yeah.
Babies are just, they just want, they need, So really what we're talking about is the spectrum from dependency to self-sufficiency.
Yeah.
Going from childhood to adulthood, which is to say dependency, autonomy. So, and the more autonomous you get, that means the more self-control you are getting over yourself. Because life is just jam-packed with temptation, and every waking moment is temptation, is tempting. And so, you get it.
Yeah. Interesting situation with my friend right now, actually. I don't know if he probably should say it on video.
Whatever. He's never going to see this.
Right. Well, he's thinking.
And if he does, and if he gives you shit, you just send it to me.
Okay.
And then I'll force him to do drum lessons.
Well, he's in a situation where he's thinking about leaving. Well, he is leaving school. Yeah. But he wants to transfer to somewhere else because he wants to transfer overseas because he doesn't like the U.S. college system. He's been in.
What color is his hair?
Dirty blonde.
Not blue or green?
No.
Has it ever been blue or green?
Well, no. We all shaved our heads together right now.
Oh.
So
solidarity.
Solidarity. One of their different guys is green. No, different guys is red. We were all gonna do it, but then we all work at the same place. And after the first guy said did it, our boss said, "Don't do that."
Unless the theme of the place is red, then that would be something.
The Dutchman's, Morro Bay, the seafood house.
Yeah, not a place for that. Tourists want clean-cut gentlemen.
Yeah. So we got these. I was gonna go for a mohawk. She said that would be fun.
Well, see, the thing to do when you have a body of hair is to shave it off in increments.
Yeah.
Like if you got a full beard, then you just shave this first, and then just leave yourself a goatee, and then maybe shave this and see what you look like with a stupid mustache, and then get rid of it. So it's just to experiment as you minimize, so you can do that with your hair too. So, and then if your mohawk turns out to be total garbage or you don't like it, then you can do more constructive.
Yeah.
There's two terms called additive and destructive. So 3D printing is like additive. When we take a chunk of metal and we mill it and we put holes through it, that's subtractive. Okay, not destructive, subtractive. Additive and subtractive. So I add this to that as opposed to having a larger piece of thing and then I shave down to it. So my dad his whole career was subtractive. Take chunks of metal like this, which is from his shop, and put holes into it, shave it down, subtract material from it, which is the majority. Well, yeah, most cavemen were doing subtractive, not additive. Now, as soon as humans got into like clay and terracotta and then you just take a chunk of something and then make it, just like 3D printer makes something. But I'm sure back in the caveman days, people weren't making spears. They were just taking a stick and just whittling down, being subtractive from it, and then sharpen it to a point.
Yeah.
Additive versus subtractive. Let's see if I can tie in additive and subtractive to this. We're going to go subtractive on this because the main material that we're working with is this. So we're going to whittle that down to, the first whittle is to go from to this. If we wanted all those to be, ghost notes.
Or you subtract it all and then add accents.
Sure, we could do that. However, what you're thinking about in your head is a string of 16th notes. Your form is 4 cells of 4. And deducing from that, subtracting from that, of course, we could approach it either way, and either way we could argue both sides and we'd both be right. But if we were, as far as just creating a result now, but if I wanted to instill a greater understanding and the ability for you to self-perpetuate, to self-learn, then it behooves me to get you understanding the scaffolding of what's there and then subtract.
Yeah.
Yes. But I like that you're thinking.
We also did start with just this and then added the subdivision.
Only because I realized, like, oh wait, no, we need to back it up. We need to back it up. We need to back it up.
And initially, at the start of my drumming, I learned 16th notes before any of this.
Oh, sure, you learned it, but for us to like be sitting here and pound out this particular rhythm right here in this moment, we just had to take it back to the full material and whittle down.
Yeah, because I already knew this.
Although I like that you're trying to debate me on this. This is good. And see, this is why you should always debate, someone you're learning from or someone who's trying to convince you of something, because then you are doing critical thinking, which gets you more ready for truth when it hits you. And then the convincer needs to, fully state the case. So, yeah. Always ask questions. Always push against to test to screen for truth and logic. Someone who's has the audacity to open their mouth and try to convince someone else of a truth better damn well be able to obliterate any debating question.
Yeah.
Obliterate. Not just like give a lukewarm, sounds good, no.
And even if they don't, they're learning to obliterate questions by receiving questions.
Exactly.
Getting themselves out there.
The teacher is the one who learns the most.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned twice as much as you have today. That's the irony. Especially if I'm in a room full of like 30 kids, then I gotta really know my stuff, because then I have 30 people who might ask me one question each that are totally different. I better be able to confidently, fluidly respond to the logic of what I'm saying in response to what they're asking.
I gotta run. But next week's my spring break, so I have more time off, more work as well. So I think like during this time I'll be working. We can find a different time. If you want to meet with Tom as well, I can try and set up a time with the three of us before the thing.
Okay.
And then the week after spring break, I'm gonna be out of town the whole week, so I'll miss one.
What is your Epicurean self gonna go do?
Go to Costa Rica.
Woo!
Let's see what's not Epicurean about it. I'm going with my family.
Okay, so you get to bond with your family.
All my family. My brother is bringing a lot of his friends, but they all have been there before. They like to go down there and surf. We go see our family friends down there.
Okay.
So you just spend a lot of time either on the beach. It's a big disconnect. My mom tries to keep the Wi-Fi away from us as long as she can.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a vacation otherwise.
Yeah, and it's we're in the jungle. We're not like in the city. So.
All character building stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good.
Okay.
You successfully debated that potential accusation of it being frivolous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, this weekend is when I'm seeing Danny Carey at the Baked Potato.
Oh, nice. You drive down to LA, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Tell him that you love his sticks.
Mm-hmm.
That your drum teacher loves his sticks. Mm-hmm. As far as drumsticks go for a drum set, smashing cymbals, which I would never do with these. I do buzz rolls all the time with big sticks, but obviously without this. But as far as sticks that are used on a drum set for real musical output, smashing cymbals, being delicate with smaller things, like this. Especially if I flip this over and I just hit my smallest splash cymbal, it's just gonna go,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to, it's just gonna completely overwhelm it. Mm-hmm. So you can tell him that we're fans of his stick, and that we like the taper.
Yeah.
At the end,
Mm-hmm.
like we're just below the fulcrum, so that prevents us from choking back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if there was a taper on the other side of it too, then we'd have like a groove to go into, which I made some sticks like that originally, where I just shaved away the material to create a groove there, which then evolved into, just putting a thumb spot there, because at the end of the day, the stick still rotates inward when we're playing. We don't realize it, but that thumb spot keeps it still. Which then, if we have a fin here, you know, we can't have that spinning while we play. Alrighty. Sure. Bring Tom.
Okay.
Wednesday, and we'll do some stuff. So, and what we're gonna well, I'm not totally fixed on what I'll have you do at the gig. Maybe I'll have you bring your kick, and you can use that as just your do, or your low tom, or just this low tom. Yeah, bring Tom Thompson on Wednesday, and we'll do a dress.
Sounds good. And I got work that I'm taking this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got work that on Wednesday 4 to 9. So good. Like another time would be there, like noon.
On Wednesday.
Yeah. Or even Tuesday. I'm not doing anything.
Talk to Tom and see what works out. Tuesdays work. Tuesday earlier in the day works for me because then I have Cuesta afterwards. After it's slow winds. Just figure out all the times that could work between the both of you, and then give me those times, and I'll choose one. Got it.